Good afternoon and welcome to Bear This and That Relationship Radio. I'm your host, Cynthia DeLeonardo. We're going to explore the wants and true desires of successful relationships. I'm going to take you behind closed doors with one-on-one interviews with men and women from all walks of life on making relationships magical and the best that they have ever been. I am so lucky to have as a guest today Frank Hotshot Rodgers, also known as the ice cream shooter. Frank shoots baskets, and it is amazing what he does around the world, how he connects people through his passions for basketball. And then we're going to take a walk behind closed doors with Frank, and I'm going to ask Frank the magic question is he really married to the sport of basketball? Coming right up on Bear This and That Relationship Radio.
An opportunity to be on this and that radio show this evening.
You're welcome. It is absolutely my honor. You know, when I hear ice cream, you know, I'm thinking ice cream. I'm thinking my favorite, you know, ice cream, Hot Shot. So
yes, I got an ice cream shooter. I came up with that title back in 2011, and God has gave me a vision to write a story on the ice cream shooter. And how I got the ice cream shooter, I reflect back when I was in high school. And every day after practice, me and my high school coach, Coach Cliff Black, we would play this game called Horse or O-U-T out. And all my other teammates would go in the locker room and get ready to go home because we had late practice around 8 o'clock that evening after school. So every day after practice, we would play this game called Horse. And we would take the basketball, and when we shoot the basketball to the basket, we would say ice cream. That means 99.99%, you know, the ball is going to the basket because you're so focused on your shot and concentrating on trying to make that shot. And I was a shooter on the team. So my job was to get in the game and just take good shots because I was a good shooter on our basketball team. And that's how I came up with the title of Cynthia called the Ice Cream Shooter. So I put those two words together. And that's how I titled my story.
well, I love it because we're going to talk today about you being married to the sport, and married to your missions, which are very, very focused.
Yes. As I was a little kid, when I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, I started out shooting paper balls in the trash can at home. And we were living in an apartment back in Norfolk, Virginia. And you remember the grocery paper bags, like they call them the super sacks when you make groceries in the store?
Super sacks,
I used to take that
okay.
brown bag and cut the bottom out with a pair of scissors and tape it on the wall. And I used to get some newspaper and ball it up and put some duct tape on top of that to make my basketball out of it. And that's how I fell in love with the game. And ever since then, I have been playing basketball. That's how I got started. And as of today, you know, like you said, you know, I love it so much. I'm married to the sport of basketball. Everywhere I go, I watch a lot of games. I love to see other players play too as well. And everywhere that I go, you know, if I see a basketball goal somewhere, I would love to, you know, get an opportunity just to shoot. So I guess that's my mission, you know, being a basketball player. And then as I got older, I started shooting free throws.
Okay, well, this is definitely a passion, you know. But you've been able to merge, and this is what I want to get into. You've been able to merge this sport with some wonderful missions and the great things that you're doing, Hot Shot. You're doing some wonderful things, driven by your passion for this sport. So, you know, share with us, you know, some of the great things that you're doing. So many.
Yes, a couple of things that I'm doing with the sport of basketball. I started out writing, I'm in process of writing a story and producing it to a book in the near future. And I've been writing this story on the ice cream shooter since 2011, and other things that I've added to this project that I can give back to the community. For an example, like fundraising events. So I have done a few fundraising events in the last year or two. For an example, like breast cancer and Relay for Life, and I shop for the homeless people and Children's King Daughter Hospital. And all those venues I have added, to my project. And those things I like to do because it's related to the story that I'm writing. And that's what I thank God for giving me that mission to give back and to show my talent and to train other players. Simply also train basketball players too around the country, mostly right here in the state of Virginia.
You're a coach, yes.
School, yes, high school, college, men, boys and girls, training them how to shoot free throws because that's the talent that I have that God gave me when I was a kid.
But this is doing so many things when you do this. Number one, the sport, giving children an opportunity to learn from your coaching, but also giving them something to do and getting them involved, because you are surrounded by athletes, who can mentor and, as well as what you're already doing, mentor these children and I mean, which helps in every capacity of their lives.
Yes, exactly, because when I'm out there showing the kids and the young teenagers how to, play basketball or shoot free throws, I explain very well where they can understand and do it in a professional format or in a professional way. And that's very important to me and to their parents as well as the kids. So when they get older, they can pass it on to the next generation. So I'm just thankful to have the right mindset to give back and to teach other kids and older, adults. I teach older people my age, because they never had that opportunity to advance, to do something like that. And I'm so thankful to show everybody, how to shoot free throws.
And it's fun. Let's face it. Right? This is fun. It's fun. When you say the older folks, I mean, this is a fun recreation that keeps us in shape physically. It's wonderful for our mind. It's something to do. It's a bonding period. I mean, this does so much. I love it myself. I'm sorry I'm so far away from where you're at, Hotshot. I am, because I like to shoot some baskets.
It's fun, and I'm recently, branching out in other states. Right now, I was scheduled to be in Atlanta.
Okay.
Shoot at the women's WNBA game, Atlanta Dream Team game, but by then my mother being sick, bless her heart, I postponed it until next summer. But I train a couple of players, that live in other states, so I'm just so thankful to have the opportunity to go around state to state and do this great teaching that God has given me.
This is wonderful.
I'm so thankful for that, Cynthia.
It's absolutely wonderful. Is Philadelphia on your radar at all?
Yes.
Really?
Young lady that lives in Delaware, so I'm planning on heading that way in the near future to do some more camps and do some fundraising events practically all over the world.
That's fabulous.
Next year around, I would say around May 2nd or 1st, I would be in Williamsburg, Virginia, doing a fundraising event for Relay for Life. I don't charge or nothing like that. I just go out there and do it from the heart.
Is that right? That is absolutely wonderful. This is what I'm talking about. This is also, you've been able to merge this great sport and taking a talent that you have, which is a passion of yours, and into something absolutely wonderful.
Yes, I have to thank my family. They give me great support, for giving me the opportunity. My father, he one got me started, years ago back in '72, because he brought my first basketball goal here at home. And he put it out there in the backyard on the tree, and that's how I learned the game. And when I tried out for a basketball team, I really didn't have a whole lot of problem making the team because I love the game, like you said, married to the game like a relationship to the game.
We're going to get to that part in a few minutes.
Yes, I loved it so much. I was married to basketball. I don't think I'll never get a divorce.
Well, that's a good thing. I'm happy to hear that. Let me ask you something, because you have such a passion for this.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think that passion came from, that you got so involved in this so young and you never let it go?
Yes, actually, I thank God. Number one, it definitely came from him, and other different areas came from my father, because he's the one got me started back in '72. And I've learned from other coaches and people that was older than me, my high school coach, Coach Boo Williams, even to my family members. You know, my oldest nephew, Marvin Rodgers, we call him the Big Show. You know, I've learned some new plays and ideas from him. I trained him when he was small, and it's just like vice versa. You know, he's thankful and I'm thankful, you know, for helping each other, and his brother Dion Layton, and my niece DJ, you know, my nephew Justin. So basically my whole family, all my sisters are really basketball, you know, everybody's married to basketball.
That's wonderful.
Football too, but mostly we married to basketball. My older sister, she passed away in 2007. She loved it very well. So every time when I shoot free throws at different events, or I just join in practice, you know, I think in remembrance of her, because she loved the game so well also.
It's a beautiful thing. It's fun. You have also, you know, but, you know, the thing that I find, you know, fascinating about you is a lot of us have a great passion for sports and our youth. But what happens to masses of a massive amount of us is when we get married, the relationship starts to come in, or our careers come in, and all of a sudden, before you know it, we realize that the passion that we loved in our sports is really, you know, fallen off our agenda.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I met a couple of guys that I played basketball with growing up as a kid, and I recently met some of these guys that I played up with, and they have said the exact same thing like you said. I was like, man, have you still playing basketball? They'd be like, no, man, I gave that up. You know, they might put on a few pounds, you know, they married and everything. I said, did you still hold a basketball?
Like, do you own a basketball?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the individual, you know. But in my case, you know, I think I would love it all the way till I'm 6 feet under, you know. Sometimes I wear shorts underneath my suit because that's how much I love it.
Is that right?
Ready to go somewhere, you know? When my sister got married, I had my basketball shorts under my tuxedo, standing up in the window.
Now that's passion. That is passion.
If I see somebody with a basketball at the wedding, I'd be ready to go outside and play. Just take my pants off and I'm ready.
Sorry, sis. You know, not even the wedding can keep me away from the game, you know?
Exactly. If I would get married, I might be in the gym somewhere.
Yes. So let me ask you, what were you doing during the reception?
Probably thinking about waiting the next day watching basketball somewhere at the court. Actually, we were talking about basketball and about all my sisters were at the reception, because most of their friends and everybody that they invited that I knew that played basketball with me back in the day.
That's funny.
At the table and talking about basketball.
That's funny. So it's you carry it wherever you go, and it brings you joy. I can hear it in your voice. You know, we're doing a phone interview today, but I can hear it. It's coming through loud and clear of how joyous you get when you're talking about this sport. So you are also, besides traveling around the world, you're also very involved in the Boo Williams Sportsplex with basketball. Elaborate a little bit on that.
Well, I love to travel, and I just been going around different places. The most wonderful thing that I have met basketball legends that played in the NBA.
Yes.
And this one I was doing camera work, and it was so amazing. And by me loving the game, I'm saying to myself, I wish I had been there. But you know what? It's never too late. Whatever your passion is, it's never too late. If I live to see 75, 80, 90 years old, if God gives me the strength, which He will, and I will still hopefully be able to at least dribble the basketball.
I have a feeling you're going to still be shooting hoops. That's what I'm thinking. But you know what's wonderful about you is your charisma, and your attitude is just wonderful. You are so positive. So it is not just the game that you come with. You come with a wonderful spirit that is absolutely contagious. You have a great sense of humor. You love to laugh. I mean, all of that packaged together is very, very valuable to us.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful.
I have to thank my parents for that, because just like the song said, thank you, Mama.
You are so respectful.
Pray, and thank you, Mama, for teaching us the right way. And thank you, Daddy. So I have to give credit to my parents and my older sisters. I'm the youngest child in the family.
Are you really?
Give credit to all of my sisters that's been, watching over me and showing me the right way. And that brings in great joy. And the older people teach the younger people how to live.
Yes, this is true.
Yes, how to be a pro or a professional wherever they may go, inside or outside. So I'm just thankful for all the great people that's been in my life, all my nephews and nieces and great nieces. So now I'm at the stage. It's time for me to share that passion on to other people besides basketball. That's how I do. Like when I go out, if I'm not on the basketball court, if I'm not in the gym, wherever it might be, I like to carry myself in a professional format. So then that way, like my mother used to say, conduct yourself in a way that you always people always invite you back again. It's how you conduct yourself wherever you may go. Shake a few hands. Tell people I enjoy talking with you. Like that. But you have to mean it from the heart.
Yes. You have a wonderful spirit that you bring, and I would say, people are probably fighting with over dates on, who's going to have you first.
Exactly.
That's the impression that I'm getting about you. You are so respectful, and I could tell. Family means so much. You're talking a lot about your family, and I could tell that you come from a wonderful, very supportive family who shares and teaches and coaches. That is what it's about today. But the reality of it, Hotshot, is which you could tell me a few stories. Is a lot of children do not have connected families, as you do not come from households that are supportive. And sometimes very broken families, but so what you do and what you give is even more important, because they're getting so much from you outside of the game. They're getting connected, and you're passing along these wonderful models, because you're a role model. Versions of yourself, of your childhood, and what it was like. You're passing that forward to these children. That's a wonderful thing. That's wonderful.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes I reflect back to my parents, because back in their days, they didn't really get the education. They didn't graduate like we did. They barely made it to the 5th grade. And my father and my mother, they went to school, but they didn't never finish. But I'm thankful that they able to, show us the right way. So they came a long ways as well. And I thank my father, for the great things that he has done. I mean, you really don't have to have a PhD. All you have to do is have common sense. That's what my father had. He had learned on his own, and he taught all of us how to do things, how to use our hands, how to work on cars, how to treat people, and how to think, before you make the next move. And my mother taught me how to cook. Now I'm cooking for her. I used to go play basketball and run in the house, and Mama be in the kitchen cooking a whole Sunday dinner. Now I'm cooking a whole Sunday dinner for her.
I bet she's thankful for that, huh? Right? She's thankful for that she passed along those lessons, yes?
Yes. And my father taught me how to play musical instruments, and my mother. And now basically the whole family plays musical instruments. So I'm just thankful for all the gifts and talents that God has provided for all of us. And now it's time for us to take these talents and gifts and passions and show it to other people. I was just talking to a guy yesterday. He came right here. I was out there talking to him in his car almost a whole hour, and we were just talking about great things that we need to show our young people today. So that's what I do when I go out and do events. Just not being a free throw shooter. It's a ministry.
Yes.
So I go out and minister to the young people and some of the older people and show them that you can have a good time. You don't have to go out here and make bad decisions. You can go out here and make good decisions, hang around good people, and talk about good things and do good things, and everybody have fun. At the end of the day, everybody get a reward. So that's what I like to do. When I meet people that I never met before, just like now, I'm talking to you. Seems like I've been knowing you for 25 years because I'm having fun.
I love it. Well, I've had the great pleasure of talking to you a couple of times before, today's broadcast, and you are a fun person.
Thank you. I appreciate it. My family, we love to have fun. We joke around sometimes, we have fun, and we just make each other laugh. So we've been doing that so long, so I'm thankful. And that relieves stress and that takes worration. Whatever problem you may have, that helps. That really helps because your mind is off net. Now your mind is focused on something that you like to hear or something that you like to do. So I just thank God for all the great, venues that He gave all of us and other people, and we just go out and share with other people. So that's very important, the facts of life, how to treat one another and have fun, because we don't live but once. So why make it bad?
Yes, attitude is everything.
Yes.
And when we're happy, and if we smile, I always say to people, smile. Smiling actually makes us happy. It really does. It does something to our inner core, where if we're smiling, even if we're not happy at the moment, but if you smile, it breaks it down. Whatever you got going on, it breaks it up, breaks it down, and it makes you feel better. It really does work.
It does. When you smile, that really brings you up to 100%. You can be 30%. When you see somebody come to you and shake your hand and smile, say how you doing, that just raises your spirit up to 100%, and that might make the rest of your day go well.
That's right.
You can go home and say, I met this person at the Walmart, and I talked to him for a long time. We had so much in common.
That's wonderful.
We laugh and talk about a sandwich or something we ate at the McDonald's. So I'm just being thankful. I thank God for the great things that He has done, and the great gifts that He has done, not for me, but for everybody else. And it's a blessing to share, your gifts and show your talent to other people.
So what's going through my mind right now, Hotshot, is, you meet a man like this who is irresistible in his charm. He's well-mannered. Yes, he's a gentleman. And he comes, all women, he comes from a good family, and he's got great support. I'm seeing A's right down that list that some of us, walk around carrying, right down the list. But yet, you're single.
Yes.
How is that? And you're single, and may I say, you have never been married?
No, I've never been married. I don't have any kids. I haven't even got to that level yet. And I'm not worried about it. I've seen some people, wear them because they want to get married, or why they're not married. So I guess I'm in a different format, just like on a computer. I guess I'm in Microsoft Word instead of Microsoft Process.
You're not watching the clock.
Not watching the clock. And I'm just being relaxed and being calm and handling my business. And maybe one day something will pop up, just like you cut the light switch on when you wake up in the morning, and at least I'll be ready, because I waited so long, and I just leave it up to God, and He'll direct my path, and He'll basically let me know, when He said, okay, son, ready, that's you, go ahead and do your thing. You just took care of everything else behind you.
Well, you shared with me, it's not like you haven't been in relationships, but what I also find very interesting about you is, and wonderful, at the same time, is you've had relationships, and they've all been from your grade school time.
Yes. I've been in a few relationships, and they all been wonderful. No bad side effects and all like that. I guess fade out like smoke. Throw smoke in the air, just fade out and go away. It might come back later. I'm not sure.
You mean they just like vanished? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, something like vanished.
Is that right?
No hard
like magic?
Like that, because I treat them right the first time.
Okay. So would you say, Hotshot, that these were serious relationships? Did any of the relationships get serious?
No, not real serious, like going to marriage or nothing like that. But it was a serious one-to-one, one-on-one. I never thought about dating anybody else at the same time because I wasn't raised like that. My father been with his wife ever since day one, and that showed a perfect example for me. If I would get to that stage, that's how I want to do, the same way. Because he never had any problem with nobody. He always stayed with his one woman. So as I was dating, I always stayed with the one woman.
Okay. And so there was no engagement. When you say that you were obviously you were very loyal, was it a committed relationship? How long did your relationships last?
Some 2, some 3 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, most was like 3. And I was committed, my intention was just to be with that one person, day in and day out, have fun, support each other like that. And she support me, I support her. I'd be happy to go in the beauty salon and sit down and watch her get her hair done. And I just read a sports magazine or something, sit there and wait from 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the evening. I might go out and get some KFC and come back. And eat and bring her something. I sit there all day until she finished, and I was happy,
You're a patient man. You have a wonderful sense of humor. So tell me, Hotshot, why didn't they last?
Well, I guess because they probably felt like, okay, this guy here probably be about 10 to 15 years before he settled down, so I'm going to just go ahead and do my thing, like that. So I just figured, okay, it was nice. That was a nice contract, 3 years contract. I might see you later on in the future or whatever, but I still treat you the same way wherever I see you at. Give you the right hand of fellowship, just like God intended me to do.
Now, why do you think that they decided to go about? Because some women, you're lucky. Some women will wait that thing out.
Yeah, I think the ones that I've met.
Some women are very patient, Hotshot. What's that?
They gave me a 2-year time frame.
2 years. You were on a timeline.
Yeah, they gave me a little timeline. I don't know if they really meant it or what, but I guess it was 2.
Okay, because the next one that comes along might be very patient.
Yeah, exactly. The next one might come along, might be a little different.
Let me ask you something.
I might give her timeline.
Right. Yes, exactly. How much did your sports interfere with your relationships? Did the sports and what you do, sometimes when we have these passions, we're so driven, and unless our partner shares that vision or can take a little bit of a back seat to our, what's very important to us, or maybe share that seat really, instead of saying the back seat, but share that seat with us, share the passions. I would think that could interfere with the relationships, which is why a lot of people do drop. You hear they drop their sport when they get married. All of a sudden they get married and they don't go back to some of the athletic abilities that they've had.
Right. Well, I never had. I think what I was doing basketball-wise never interfered with the relationship because I can work like 7-11. I can go 24 hours. You know, I could play basketball 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, if I had to be with her, you know, the most part of the day, that was fine to me, you know, on my end. But after we, you know, say our good night, you know, I see them all like that, I still be happy. I still can do whatever I need to do after that. But it never interfered with the relationship that I was in, because one thing, they like the game as well. They'll probably, if I tell the person or tell her that I'm gonna go to the gym and work out, she probably say, okay, I'll go with you. Or she probably says, just call me when you get through, you know, like that. And I be honest, you know, behind that. You know, if I go to the gym at 2 o'clock in the evening, I would call her as soon as I get through. If I get in the car, I'll call her. I say, okay, I'm on my way home. I just finished. You know, I won't wait till 11 o'clock that night to call her, because she might think that I might have went somewhere else. You know, so I was honest with my word. You know,
that's
like,
wonderful.
That never interfere. You know.
You know, there's, you know, what's going to happen where you live now, right? There's going to be thousands of women lined up outside your door hearing this interview.
Oh wow!
What do you think? Are you ready? Are you ready for that?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Great.
Yeah, main thing I'll do is just treat the person right, just like God intended me.
All right. Well, let's work on that right now. So, why don't you describe yourself, and what would you say is your best characteristics that you have to offer a woman?
Well, I would say I'm about 6 foot, close to 6'1", medium built. You know, I'm 51. Never been married, no kids. I have my greatest strength is to make you laugh. That's my greatest strength. And when it's time, you know, to be serious, I can be serious. And when it's time to have fun, I can have fun. I know when exactly the right time to do what you have to do. You know, when it's time to be a pro, it's time to be a pro. It's time to, you know, to get serious and help someone. That's another great passion. I love to help people, whether you're sick or not. You know, if you want me to come help you bring all the grocery bags in the house, if you got 100 bags, we're going to get those 100 bags in the house. You know, I wouldn't tell her, you know, I'm tired, or go get somebody else to do it. We would get 100 grocery bags in the house, you know, if it takes us 8 hours, you know. So I'm very helpful, you know. I'm doing that now with my family. My immediate family is very sick, you know, and I help my mother, my father, my sister, and everybody. So I don't mind helping someone, you know, whether it be sickness or not. You know, that's just the type of heart that I have.
So you're
in a relationship, you know, I just do the same thing, you know, no problem.
So you're accountable, you're loyal, you're a gentleman,
accountable, dependable,
you're lovable.
Like, I'll be there. If not, I'll let you know if it's 911 emergency or something like that, you know.
So I tell you what, you're every woman's desire, Hotshot. Do you hear the knocking at your door right now? Do you hear the footsteps up your path?
Yeah, I heard somebody stepping, but I be prepared for it, you know. Matter of fact, I have a girlfriend role model in my story. So, I was talking to you the other day, and I said, when I was writing my story, I said, something is missing. I got a whole bunch of men in the story. I said, you got to put some women in the story, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You got to have some women in the story.
Absolutely. So Hotshot, tell me this. So we have an unbelievable description of you, which, you know, you are, you know, absolutely every woman's desire right now. And then I would say, if I were you, you know, get ready, you know.
Wow.
So what do you look for? You know, with all that you have to offer, you have a heart that's as, you know, great as gold. You're a giver. Do you receive as well? Or sometimes givers don't receive as well. Are you able to receive, you know, a lot from a woman as well?
Yes, I understand, because when you give to somebody, you know, you move from the heart, and always a blessing to give. So I understand, you know, sometimes you have to receive, sometimes you might say, well, that's okay. But sometimes you have to receive because you want to show love to that person. because they want to give to you. I give to a lot of people. People give things to me, and I take it, sometimes because I can feel their spirit. I can feel their warmness in their heart, that they want to bless you with something. So I truly understand both aspects of that.
So would you describe your ideal woman? Maybe that will narrow down all the knocks you get.
Well, I mean, I don't have really a picky type of woman, but if I had to pick a type of woman, it would probably be maybe athletic. Maybe a little bit of common things like I do. I like to do common things that she likes as well. So I guess all that comes like when you meet each other like that. You fill each other out and just have fun. And you never know. If I meet someone and she likes to drive a tomato truck, then I get on the tomato truck with her.
Yes, yes, that's right. It's all about, sometimes we don't know what's out there. We just have to have an open mind, and what's
Right.
neat about meeting people is you could end up doing something that you never even thought about.
Exactly. And that's why I leave it up to God, because the trick is you don't want to go out and look for somebody. You can tell, and that comes from the spirit. See, once you meet somebody, you will know that person will be compatible to you, and you won't have to worry about basically anything. Because number one, yourself, you'll treat that person right, and they'll treat you right. Because I guess in other words, God gave man to be the leader of the home, and not be the boss, but the leader. I guess a lot of our men, I have to look at it different ways. Boss is like you bossing somebody, telling somebody what to do. Leader is you showing somebody.
Yes.
Let them see the great things that you are doing.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Hotshot, I absolutely love it. You're at the top of everyone's list. I mean, you're just so genuine and wonderful and loving. I could hear all the footsteps, a stampede, really.
My father was a great leader. I have to acknowledge him while he's still living on this earth today. But by him not getting any education, I think my father did an excellent job.
It's beautiful.
He led us, all of us, to high school, and he was a leader. And he showed us how to do things.
Yes, that's wonderful.
That's why I guess that's also thankful today, because I can work on cars. If my car breaks down, I reflect back to what my father showed.
Yes.
And I'm showing that to my older nephews. Now they learn. So one leads to the other.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful when you share, and when the families as a whole take on the responsibility. I really do believe this, that is what families are for, to support and raise the whole family. It shouldn't just be, put upon the parents, but it's the whole family. It's the uncle, the siblings, the aunt. It's everybody that is raising the children in the family.
Exactly. And I just thank God for blessing all of us and giving us the right mind. Good wisdom make a glad father.
Yes.
And I'm thankful to have wisdom in everything that I do. I know sometimes we make mistakes. We're not perfect. We all made mistakes.
Yes.
But we learn from the first mistake. Don't make the second mistake.
Sometimes we do, sometimes not so much,
Yeah, we all make mistakes. I made mistakes, but I've learned from those mistakes.
Yes.
And be professional, after those mistakes, and carry yourself well, and people treat you right.
Yes.
Anything you need in this whole world, all you have to do is show people the right hand of fellowship.
That is a beautiful, beautiful thing you just said. That is absolutely beautiful. So you shared with me something that I found wonderful yesterday about the women that you did date were childhood friends. And friendship, it's something that I talk about a lot. Hotshot is friendship is the foundation in our relationships. Without it, we're nowhere. It's like friendship and communication. So
Right.
for the fact that you felt comfortable dating these women because you had already established friendship.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
How did that friendship impact your relationship? You know, a lot of us, we meet someone for the first time and nothing is established. You know, it's two strangers coming together and we have to explore and get to that comfort level. And you know what? A friendship and lovers and all that takes time. Sometimes we do it the reverse way of the way it should be, is we go to the passion first and we don't build the friendship.
Right.
But, you know, lasting relationships and really solid, good relationships have very strong connections in their friendship. How did that impact your relationship?
That's true. That's true. That's true. And that's very important, you know, to start off being friends first.
Yes.
You know, support each other and talk right to each other.
Yes.
And show that person the gift that you have, whatever it may be, you know. And that's very important. And you'd be surprised how well things will grow. Just like you throw grass seed out in the yard. And you sprinkle a water on top of the grass seed.
Yes.
And before the week is out, you see something green.
Yes. Yes.
So that means, okay, now the grass is getting friendly with the water. The grass seed is getting friendly with the water. So they join together and start growing. And next thing you know, the grass looks pretty.
It's a beautiful thing because you know what, when you're friends, there's a confidant, there's something special there that you don't always see when you're just lovers. You know, friends, you know, feel comfortable. You can let your hair down. You can be it's part of being yourself. You know, when you're friends with people, you're yourself. There's no, you know, putting on airs or fitting into someone else's picture, but that you can join and merge together, and instead of trying to become what you think this person wants you to be.
Exactly. And like you said, you feel comfortable. You can lay your head down. You can sleep. You can stay long as you want because you're doing things in the right way.
That's
so
right.
That person will feel comfortable. Even the first time you meet somebody and they invite you around their house or apartment or wherever they live, they'll feel comfortable.
Yes.
So you treat them right at the Burger King or the restaurant, and they'll invite you over the same night because that person feels comfortable.
Yes. Yes.
It's all about how you treat the person, how you talk to the person, and have fun with the person. Open the doors and close the doors. You know, tell us you look good. You know, you look like Holly Berry.
It gives, you know, when you make people feel good, they want to be around you, don't they?
Exactly. You have to let people know, you know, how you feel, you know, and do it in a comfortable way that they can understand and they can feel your heart. That's how relationships grow. And you never have no problem at all. You know, both of y'all can go in the grocery market and you can be standing in the back of the line and won't complain about nothing because your mind is not on waiting, your mind is on that compassion.
Isn't that beautiful?
Y'all talking about the movie you saw last night. Next thing you know, the line is down. You up to the cashier. Oh man, we sure got up here fast. Because you carry on a good conversation in the back of the line.
That's beautiful. You lose sense of time when you have that kind of love, don't you?
Exactly.
Right, everything is kind of dimmed around you except for the spotlight on each other, yes?
Exactly. And I'm also thankful talking with you today on This and That radio show. I thank God for you. And
thank you.
Great work.
Thank you, Hotshot. Thank you.
Yeah.
It is my absolute pleasure. I mean, this is what I love to talk about, you know. So this is all good for me. You are just so wonderful to share this. So what we already know is friendship is very important for you in your relationships because that is who you dated. You dated women that you already had strong friendships with. So that's very important to you. I want to talk to you a little bit about your book that you have. You're in the process of putting a book together.
Yes.
What inspired you? Writing a book's a big deal. What inspired you to want to write this book?
Yes. What inspired me was God. I have to give credit to him because when I started writing this story, it was in 2011. And I spoke to him, and he said, and I said, God, what can I do? What can I do? He said, son, write a story. I was like, wow. It felt like I won a national title. And I was like, wow. I never thought of that. That's how good God is. And when I got started, I stayed up 6 hours. I started at 12:30 midnight, and when I laid down to go to sleep, it was 6:30 in the morning. So I was writing that whole time.
Is that
and
right?
That's what inspired me. And ever since I've been writing, now I feel like an author. Now I feel like I have a brand new career, something new. I have met a lot of people. I've done a lot of things related to the story. You know, like I was saying earlier in the show, events, go around and helping people and training kids and all that. So everything that I do is adding up to that inspiration that God gave me in 2011. And I feel right now that it's going to grow and grow and grow. And my goal is to have this story shown on the big screen around the world. Every time I pass a movie theater, I start dreaming. And I said, one day the ice cream shooter will be on one of those movies.
Yes, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about what this book's going to be about. You spoke briefly before about you need to put love in there. You need to, because life is love. You know, you are made of love. I could hear that. You're made of love, and this is why you're so wonderful. But the love of your family and your romances. Would you consider yourself to be a private person when it comes to romance?
Yes. When it comes to romance, you know, I'm all for it because I know how to conduct myself and show respect to the other spouse and all that good stuff. And I'm really, you know, I'm always ready. I'm ready for it. So whenever the time comes, I'll be ready because I put God first in my life. That's very important because He said, "Seek Him first, and all things will be added unto you." And so whenever the time, that's how come I don't complain about marriage, or I don't look worried, or asking people, you know, to help me, you know, get to that stage because I put all my trust in Jesus Christ. That's very important to me because I'm thankful for what He has done all my life, and I don't have no complaints. And He gave me the right mind and the right attitude and the right conductivity to when I go out in public. You know, as an ice cream shooter, as a basketball free throw shooter, I'm representing Him, and also my project. But mostly I'm representing Him because people look at you and they look at you as a role model.
Yes.
I have had so many connections ever since I've been writing this project through Twitter, Facebook, links. I have so many connections all over the world and the country that it's amazing. I couldn't believe it. You know, I have talked to a lot of people, a lot of producers. Now I met you. I have been on 2 or 3 different other radio shows. Another show from New York, ABA basketball radio show, later based out of Raleigh, North Carolina. And I have met so many people, and through this project that I'm working on, it's just amazing. And I'm just thankful. And everything that I do is related to the story. So actually the story started out, I can give you a little brief history, how the story, it's about me, a little kid, fantasizing to be a professional free throw shooter.
Wow.
And as a kid, that's my dream. And that happened in real life. That's how I got started playing basketball. But not playing the game of basketball, but being a free throw shooter, which is related to playing basketball. So every time I see people shoot free throws in a basketball game or wherever it may be, I'm real focused. You know, I'm looking at them in the format, how they shoot, how they stand, men and women. So when I go out and train at different events or the gym or wherever I might be at, camps, and it's so amazing because I'm giving directions. I'm telling this boy or girl or men and women how to shoot the basketball in the basket. And it also reflects back when I was playing in high school as well. And at the same time, I'm thanking God. At the same time, He gave me the opportunity to show people how to learn the skill. So when they go play in the game, and I had a lot of people have reached back to me, and they say, you know what? When I was at the free throw line, I thought about the way you were showing me how to shoot the basketball in the basket. And that makes me feel good.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
That makes me feel good. And that lets me know
yes,
that I must be doing my job correctly. We call it decent and in order.
Well, people remember that because it was a positive experience.
Yes. Yes.
And you share so much of yourself. You know, you travel the world. What could you tell me about what is the common theme you're feeling as you travel the world with people today with this sport or with mentorship or coaching? What are you seeing with the children around the world that's a common theme?
Yeah, what I'm saying in the kids is my job is to show them this trade or this skill so they can shake the generation. So that's what I'm saying. So when I get older, I can sit back and look and I say, you know what? I trained that girl. Now she's training. She's doing a camp. She's doing like the ice cream shooting. And right now, two young ladies that I trained here in Virginia, they moved to Texas. And their mother had texted me and said, you know what? My daughter has hit 4 free throws in a row. Thank you, Coach, for training my daughter how to shoot free throws. And she texted me all the way from the state of Texas about a few weeks ago.
That's amazing. That's awesome. That's awesome.
And now she's going to take that and show other people because she's going to tell them that she learned that from the ice cream shoot.
How about that? Isn't that wonderful? Yeah. But you know what else you...
Thank God for giving me the opportunity to write this story. It's not just being a free throw shooter, it's a ministry. So when I go out and shoot, it's a ministry. That's my ministry to all the people of all kinds, you know. And I'm just so thankful for that. And when I teach people, I teach them just like I'm preaching. But when I teach it to them, they understand because I break it down where they can understand how I am explaining it step by step. Some people can learn fast and some people can't. I was a slow learner. So I have to take that under consideration when I teach other people. I have to prepare myself to teach them whether they can catch on quick or whether they can catch on later.
I love it. So, you know what? I can't wait to get a lesson. I can't wait till you come to town. I can't wait.
I would love to come to New York and shoot some free throws and do some training up there near the Madison Square Garden. You know, that'll be wonderful. Or do a charity event. I come all the way to New York to do a fundraising event.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. We have to do something. We have to do something. Yes, we have to do something. After this interview, we have to look at your calendar and we have to get something together. Absolutely. What you do is fantastic. You know, you're a wonderful mentor, coaching, role model.
Thank you.
Manners, I mean everything, etiquette, I mean everything. You just touch on everything. And you know, with this sport brings discipline and teamwork and willingness, and you know, to do all that for children, it's a beautiful thing what you're doing. So tell us as we start to wrap up, what's next for you? What's coming up in your immediate future?
Well, what's coming up next is I'm getting prepared for another fundraising event in Williamsburg, so that'll give me about 6 to 8 months to start going to the gym and get trained up and everything, and to get this story to the next level. And just being ready and practice every day and continue to do, you know, what God want me to do, treat people right and go out and be in a professional format that I need to do and to set goals, in life and just make it happen. If you don't mind, can I give out a couple of shout-outs?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. I have maybe about 12 shout-outs, but I can run through real fast. I'd like to give a shout-out to my father, Frank Rodgers Sr., to my mother, she's in the nursing home, Doris Rodgers, my sister, Julia McIntyre, her husband, John McIntyre, and my other sister, Gloria Miller, and my sister, Minister Doris Pittman, and her husband, Wesley Pittman, my nephew, Marvin, the Big Show Rodgers, and his family, Angel Ace, Love, Naima, and Mimi, and my nephew, Dion Rayleigh, Drummers for Christ, and his family, Brandy, the kids, Imani, Lauren, and JT, and my nephew Justin Miller and his wife Amelia, and his family, his two daughters, Ario, and we call her Lele, which is the oldest daughter, and my niece Doris, DJ, we call her DJ for a short name, and Adam for AAA, and I also like to thank one of the great pharmacists that I attend. These people help my family with prescriptions, because my family's real sick, and they take care of my family. Lawrence Pharmacy, Gary Lawrence, Cindy Cruz, Chris, and Mr. Lee, and Nina. And I just thank a good friend of mine, Jerry Harper, my quartet group that I sang with, Ronald Harper and the Harmonizing Echoes, a good friend of mine, Raymond Edwards, and his family. And another good friend of mine, which is a studio production sound man, which is called Johnny Gizmo Malone and Total Sound Production, and Pastor Roger Mills of the Virginia Airs, and Amber Pernell and the Women's WNBA from the Atlanta Dream Team, and Baptist Church Tellsville, and the Ice Cream Shooter staff.
This is why you're so loved. Frank Hotshot Rodgers, better known as the Ice Cream Shooter. This is why you're so loved. You just named a stadium of folks there.
And also, I'd like to give a shout out to Elder Cordell Carter, pastor of Higher Ground Outreach Ministry in their church family.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. And this is why you are who you are. Beautiful. It has been absolutely my pleasure having you on today. Big fun. Yes, big fun you are. What I love to do at the end of my show is I love to give everyone a big kiss. Now, how could people find you? I want you to share that information.
Okay, my name is Frank Hotshot Rodgers, better known as the Ice Cream Shooter. You can contact me at area code 757-376-6748, or you can email me at RogersFrank854@gmail.com. I'm going to spell that Rodgers for you because some Rodgers have a D in the last name, some Rodgers have a G. My name has a D, so that's RODGERS. Frank, FRANK, 854@gmail.com. You can also contact me on Twitter, Frank Hotshot. You can contact me on LinkedIn. That's Ice Cream Shooter. You can contact me on Facebook. It's called the Ice Cream Shooter.
Fabulous. Hotshot. Big fun today. It was big fun today.
It was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for letting me be a part of this and that.
Wonderful. Let's give everybody a big mwah. 1, 2, 3, mwah. Thank you so much for listening, folks.
For listening to me.
And
I thank Cynthia for very much.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. You're big fun. I can't wait till you come into my town. I can't wait to learn how to do some free throws, and I can't wait to meet you in person.
Yes.
You're listening to the Bear This and That Relationship Radio. Thanks so much for listening, folks. You can catch me on Facebook.